introduce you all to her. 8 years ago, she began a journey involving an evergreen South Indian art form, columns or the Rangoli. In the process of carrying this cultural landmark to the next generation, Srimati Hema Kannan began sharing her love for this art form by organizing a column workshop and welcoming anyone and everyone who was willing to let her take them on this journey towards self-expression. This passionate column teacher, a TEDx speaker, and author of a coffee table book, is all about living life with fitness and spreading positivity. She has spoken in many webinars and online live shows. She has been a judge for various competitions in this art, online as well as in person. She shares her art on her Facebook page and Instagram, which is titled The Lotus Shakti, which has touched many hearts. Her students who now form part of her team, they spread the message of this Lotus Shakti all around the world. So now join this homemaker by profession and column artist by passion as she tells you why there is more to life than just banality and how the light within can be channelized to not only nurture the artist in oneself, but also help others reach out to their inner light. A very warm welcome to you, Hema ma'am, and we are waiting to hear from you. Ram, ram, ram.
Thank you for the introduction. I'm so glad to be here. I'm absolutely impressed with what you all have been doing. Vanishi, this is too much. 100 children, how did you manage? Oh my God. Yes, I take workshops and then I used to do, like how you said, personally at home. And when people asked me to do online, I said, how can you teach online? This is, you have to teach personally. You have to go to each person and say how to draw a line. But then when I started online, my first condition is I'm not taking more than 15 or 20 because, of course, ladies. But 100 children, oh my God, hats off to you. Oh, and see the progress. The children have done so well in 2 days. Yes, that brings me to this point that, it's very difficult to teach adults because they come with such fixed ideas of what they can and they can't do. And they being creative or non-creative, they have been, processed and nurtured into this system of our education where you are branded with something like you are like this, you are like that. Where children with the fresh minds, you just give them this something like this creative, they're so attracted to it, and you leave them to do, as you said, you leave them to do, they really do well. See them, I have no words to say. Some have done these colors and used colors on the second day, they've done stars. And you're telling me they've done lotus with the rice paste? Amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm really impressed. I just loved it. What would you all like me to talk about?
You can share a little bit about your journey. What makes you stick to this column activity, and what you get out of it, and how do you think these children should approach this beautiful traditional art?
Okay, that's very easy because even I started at that age. How you children have started today. I also started learning through my mom. My amma taught me how to do a column, and this was just very casual. I used to see her do this at the doorstep. We were in Maharashtra. We were not in Chennai, so I haven't been exposed to column on the streets like any other child would. So those who are here abroad or out of the Chennai state, Tamil Nadu state, I'm on the same boat. So I used to see her draw only on the threshold, and I was very curious, what is this? Then she taught me when I could, like around 8, 10, I learned some of these basic columns, and I found it very intriguing. I love maths. So I found it so interesting. It was like solving a puzzle. I approached it that way. So I used to do this on festivals. We had school. We didn't have any time to do columns every day. Amma would do that. But during festivals, she would hand the floor to me and she'll say, "You do it while I, do the prasadam and the puja and everything." So that time I used to take, like, I used to be very excited. Festivals were Makolam days, so I would do Makolams on those days. And some holidays I would do those big body columns also. All the, the chick columns which goes around, and all those dot line columns where you can form different shapes. I enjoyed doing all that. Then, after I got married and I had children of my own, there was no time, and I took a back step. And especially living in Mumbai in apartments, these cleaners come and clean up everything, and you feel what you've done is, even before it didn't stay the whole day, and I used to be very disappointed. So, and not in apartments, there was nobody to see also. So it wasn't really like nobody's seeing what I'm doing. Nobody's really asking me whether I'm doing it or not doing it. But of course, all that changed now. So, if ever any of you all are thinking like this art form is not for anybody else to see. It's not for something to be preserved. It's completely personal. Okay, it's your own expression. So don't think that you have to show it to 10 people only, then you have to do a column. Don't think that it has to be perfect only, then you have to do a column. Don't think that it has to stay for a couple of days because you have spent a couple of hours on it. Even if it gets erased within half an hour, that's what column is all about. So you should do columns. That's what I learned through my journey. So going back to that, yeah. So then after my children grew up, and as I said, 8 years ago, when I saw my mom during Margari, she had this notebook. Went to visit her in the evening, and it was on the table. I said, "What are you doing? Why are you doing column in the notebook?" She said, "Margari, I put bigger columns, no, not those daily small columns. So I just plan out what is the next day's column in the notebook." I picked up and I said, "Wow, you're doing these big columns every day, even now?" And she's the traditional kind, she would just bend across and do, like bend down and do the columns. She would never sit down. So I said, at this age, if you're so flexible and you're doing it, what am I doing? I felt ashamed. This is something, such a good traditional art. I must do it. My children didn't know about columns because they were so involved in going to their own classes and getting those marks, building up a career. Part of and creativity lied in was given where you have to learn music or dance or painting, something like that. Why can't this be a creative process? Why can't this be used as something like this? I never knew that before. So after they grew up, I said, let me also try making these columns. And I was like completely blank. I said, I must revive my interest in columns. I told Amma that year, you make a column and send me a picture. I'm going to repeat that same column on my threshold, and I'm going to refresh my memory of what columns I knew. And I had this old book now. And now the book is about 40 years old. Before that, I had kept it during school days. I had noted down some of the columns. That book was there. I began to refer to it and started making columns during Margari 8 years ago. Then there's no looking back. I did 4 days. I said, will I be able to continue? I said, let me post it on Facebook and my friends started to see, and they began to expect every day. That's when I committed. I said, I'm going to do this every day. After Margari also, I continued. Then I realized that for me, column is not just an art form on the floor. It can be something that you can speak through it. It's your expression. Whatever you have within you, you have so much of positivity within you. Search that positive vibe, positive energy, and express it through your columns on the floor. Then what happens is, not only are you enjoying yourself, like when you talk of something that you enjoy, not only are you enjoying yourself, oh, I'm so sorry, volume is feeble. Okay.
It is feeble. With your permission, can I just screen share your Facebook page while you're speaking? Is that
okay? Sure, go
okay. Ahead. Go ahead and share your journey.
Yeah, I continue talking, yes.
So
can you hear me now?
Yes, much better, Hemaji, yes.
Okay, maybe I should come closer. Oh, this is today's.
It is. I'm a regular follower of your column. So this Margari, she's doing according to the Pasurams, and it just comes to her, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you go ahead with your sharing, Hemaji. Yeah.
So, as I was saying, yes, I just felt like it has to be part of so much of what you want to share with the world. When that happens, you receive also as much as you are sharing. So, that's when I began to realize that I must do columns of what I feel within. It need not be restricted to those singular patterns. And when I did that, I also realized it is transdisciplinary. It isn't just an art form. It is just not drawing or creativity, but it has something to do with math, geometry, there's logic, there is astronomy, there is some amount of physics involved, yoga, of course, meditation, everything. And this art form is something like part of your expression in a way how you would do a dance. If you're so happy, you would do a dance. If you are dancing to a Bollywood song, you would try to emote the words in it. So it's like that. I'm trying to emote my thoughts and my words through my column. And that's what I try to bring into the workshops. And when I take children's workshop, I try to teach them the same way. But of course, patiently, you have to have a lot of patience. That's why I was appreciating Vanishri. She's done an amazing job. And since then, workshops started. After people saw my pages, they started asking me, why don't you teach this art form? For me, teaching is, and that too, it is of course to ladies. So I believe if I need to teach somebody, it's not for time pass. It's for something that you have to carry forward. So when I teach them the beginners, intermediate, and the advanced level, and then I do a Margari event, which is happening. Like I have about 40 ladies who are there, part of my team, who have done up to the advanced and graduated. I give out certificates, and I take this competition where I set themes. I give them themes for the day. It need not be related to Tirupavai. I have done a lot of years of Tirupavai. It is related to something that challenges them to express themselves. It's like I ask you to tell a story. So I give them a theme and I tell them, tell me a story in a column format. So that's what is going on now. My team is doing. I did a lot of Margari with my students, and there is no looking back. I've taken a short break now because I have a granddaughter at home who's just about 1.5 months old. Otherwise, I plan to carry it forward. Before COVID, I thought I'll go and talk to the schools and ask them if we can have a curriculum for column as a, you have these, I don't know about the new subjects that during my school time, I used to have something called community living where we were taught something unusual, which was not, part of your textbook life. It was something different. So like that, I thought you should bring column into lives. Now column is getting revived a lot actually. What with all these people, everyone understanding what a column form is, and how to intrigue the children with it. It is getting revived. So, and like you all, I'm so proud. I'm feeling like really energized when I hear this kind of stories that column is being revived with so many children. I'm absolutely excited. Please continue. Yes, I would like to tell you children is this is just the beginning of a journey. For me, I'm still a student. I'm still learning. When my students give me what they are talking about, if I give a theme like today's theme, okay, today's theme was a little difficult. I told them take any quote in life and convert it into a column. So this is like a big challenge, and then when about 30 columns came up with various quotes, I said, wow, it's a learning process for me also. So I don't say that I'm a teacher or I've reached there. No, every day is a new learning, a new lesson, and I enjoy it. So you all also, how much ever you all do columns, always remember it's not the end. This is one art form where you will continue to learn and continue to discover new things as you go. So this is a really exciting journey with column.